Hey, what's up? I'm Tim with Tithomy Tries, and in this video I finally finished the lightsaber build. Here's the final result. But enough about that, let's just get to it. So I started out by masking off all the metal, that way I could redo the paint here. As I was doing so, the paint was chipping off, so I just used that to my advantage, and I just took some of the tape, stuck it right onto the paint and just ripped it off, and the paint came right off. I needed to sand it anyway, because I found the paint obviously wasn't sticking to the PVC pipe. Yeah, I wasn't too happy with the scale pattern that I used for this. The design just didn't really flow well with the aesthetic of the more geometric shapes of the handle. I needed to sand it down to give the paint better adhesion. Anyway, so I just went ahead and took that all off. When I went back to repaint this, I was going to do a carbon fiber effect, which I found a tutorial by Commando Designs. So I started off with painting the base in purple instead of black this time, because I wanted the purple to be a lot more subdued and get it a darker color. So I used the purple first, and then I just sprayed a light dusting of the black on top of that. And then as I did that, I kind of made it a little uneven on purpose, because I kind of liked the way that looked. It kind of gave it kind of a nebula look, and once I did that, I decided against the carbon fiber completely. And with that, I basically took that and was going to go with more of a galaxy kind of metal flake effect on the lightsaber itself. Once that was done, before adding the clear coat, I had to wait 48 hours for that original paint to cure. If you're working with enamel and acrylic, you definitely have to let it cure between the paint. Otherwise, when you paint the enamel over top of acrylic, as the acrylic cures, that curing process is going to be releasing gases. Those gases, as they release, will ruin the top coat. When I went to do the enamel, I did that with the glitter to give it that kind of galaxy effect. So I just painted a good heavy layer of enamel down, and then sprinkled the glitter for 3 or 4 coats with different colors of the glitter. And then finally did one nice coat over top of all that. Between the coats of enamel, it said to wait about 20 minutes. I did about 10 minutes between each coat. It still worked out all right. I found also it dried pretty quick, which didn't give very much time to add the glitter. If I went back and did this again, I'd probably use like a spray adhesive to give myself just a little bit more working time with the glitter. Do it all in one go, let that cure, and then do just the clear coats on top of that. After all that was cured and set, my favorite part was taking the masking off. So using a punching tool and just getting that off the edge so that it didn't pull the paint off at all. And then removing the masking, which revealed the metal parts of the body of the lightsaber, which really pop against the color of the paint that I did. After that, I took the gold greeblies that I prepared earlier in the first video, and finally was able to add those to the body of the lightsaber. I just used a super glue. Before I put it on, I scraped away the paint a little bit to reveal some of the plastic underneath to adhere to, and the super glue held that really well. I found that the super glue didn't hold up against the metal so well with the plastic on metal. And later on, the part fell off that I did put on the metal, and I ended up using the E6000 to hold that, and it worked much better with the plastic on the metal. For the pipes, I also had little pegs on them from the original model kit that I got these pipes from, and I used them kind of as more wiring casing details. But with those little pegs, I was able to just drill into the PVC and use those to hold those in place a lot better too with the glue. Any amount of stuff that you can do to give you a little bit better adhesion is good, because this lightsaber, you know, I want it to be fairly robust so that you can do actual lightsaber battles with or whatnot and not feel like it's gonna, you know, break on you. I reattached the activation switch. I did use shrink wrap tubing to kind of insulate it, and then basically was able to just twist it in place because I had already tapped that hole. Once everything was set, I went over it with a black wash, just basically a watered down black acrylic paint, especially over the gold parts, just to give it kind of a greasy, more worn or distressed look. Finally, took a bit of silver paint. I only had a spray paint, which didn't work out so well, but I used a bit of the spray paint to spray it into my palette, and used that to add a bit of more distressed look. It was a little bit heavier than what I had anticipated, and I wish I had kind of taken time or gone out just to get some silver acrylic paint or something that I would have more control over. I found this was, it dried really quick, and so I went really quick. And here's the end result. So when I started this project, I wanted to do something that was durable, affordable, and accessible. And by accessible, I mean you could find everything at your local hardware store or local department stores. I was able to find most of that here. Local to me. The only thing I couldn't was the polycarbonate tube and the chair-in caps. I found some nearby, but they weren't clear, so I had to order those from Amazon. I'm going to put some links to the videos below that kind of inspired me. Hope you liked it. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification if you want to be notified when my next video comes out. Next project should be a little bit lighter than this one, not quite as intense. And may the Force be with you.